All right, intermediate algebra students, this is your last con for this unit, and of course, it should be the most confusing and the most difficult. With that said, I think if you watch this video and you take time to really understand each step, it's not as hard as it maybe could be. Or for those that don't like watching videos or don't pay attention, it might be harder for you. So let's get started. Here's how I do these. So we've got multiple expressions. You're going to notice I have this expression here, and I have this expression here. You're going to notice I'm going to break them down individually. So I'm going to take this one and break it down. First of all, this 5 is already on the outside, so we really don't need to adjust that in any way. We will, however, need to adjust this. So you're going to see I'm going to break this down, and I'm going to leave the 5 on the outside the way it already is. I'm going to take the 14 and break that down into a prime factorization tree, which is just simply 2 times 7. And then z squared, hopefully you would understand, or you not understand, but that you would also understand, maybe it is understand, that would just simply be z times z, or 2 z's multiplied by each other. So this here is simply a breakdown of this here. Now we're going to break this one down. Okay, so again, I've got a 4 out in the front, as you can see here. 21 would simply be 3 times 7, and z to the third power would just be 3 z's. Now, it's time to do a little work. So, you will notice on here, I've got a 7 here and a 7 here. So that will create a real 7. So the real numbers I have going right now is I've got a 5 right here, a 4 right here, and this will create a real 7 right here. Now, let's look at the z's. You might notice on the z's, this one here and this one here will create a real z. And this one here and this one here would create a real z. So altogether, I have for my real stuff, so here somewhere, I have the 5 from here, from the original. I have the 4 from here, the original. These two 7s, which are identical, make a real 7. These two green z's make my first z, these two blue z's make my second z, and the things that did not match up perfectly were my square root of 2, my square root of 3, and my square root of z, and you can see I just put those right here. Now I just got to multiply, okay? 5 times 4 is 20, 20 times 7 is 140, so that's where the 140 comes from. Z times z is just simply z squared. 2 times 3 is 6, and remember that's inside the square root, so that's why that's there. And I have this 1 left over z, which goes there. So this is my answer that I would type into the answers. Let's do one more to make sure we understand. Here you're going to notice I've got 3 expressions. This one here, and this one here. So I'm going to break them down, each one individually. So let's first start with this one. So 24, I would break that down into 2 times 12, which is 2 times 6, which is 2 times 3, and that's what gets me to there. And then I've got that b to the third power, which is what this would be right here. Next, we're going to break down 40, b squared. So 40 would be the same as, it's up here somewhere, there it is. 40 is the same as 2 times 20, which is 2 times 10, which is 2 times 5. So I broke the 40 down into my prime factorization tree, and then I've got that b squared, so I put that right there. And then finally on this one, I've got b squared, so no numbers over here. I just simply b squared is b times b, which is right there. Now, let's put this together. You might notice, and I don't care how you put these together, I've got 2 square roots of 2 there, I've got 2 square roots of 2 there, I've got 2 square roots of 2 there. All 3 of these line up exactly. And then I've got a 3 and a 5, which do not line up. Okay. Then I've got the b's. I've got 2 b's here. I've got 2 b's here. And I've got 2 b's here. Okay. And then you notice I've got this 1 leftover b right over here. So I've got 1, 2, 3 real 2's and 1, 2, 3 real b's. So when I put this together, I've got 3 real 2's, which came from these right there. I've got the 2 real b's, which, oh, I did not have 2 real b's. I have 3 real b's. So guys, you're going to notice there's a mistake in there. There should be 1 more b here. So let's remember that there's 1 more b right there, okay guys? And then I've got a 3, a 5, and a b left over, which is my 3, square root of 3, square root of 5, square root of b. All right, this, when I multiply it together, let's see if I did this right. Hey, when I put my answer together for the b's, I remembered it correctly. I just didn't put it there, so I apologize for that. But 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. The 3 b's that I should have had here would have made b to the third power. And then I've got 3 times 5, which is 15, and that b left over. So my answer that I plug in is 8b to the third power, square root of 15b. That's all I got for you guys. Good luck on this, and I'll see you at Google Hangouts. Bye-bye.